Hi everybody, welcome to the reveal for the pick a card that I had on my Green Rose Spirituality business page. So as you can see in the picture that I had up, which I'll show right now, there was 2 cards for each pile, but it's not a pile because it's a pick a card. So the twist is for each 1, 2, 3, or 4, there's 2 cards in each of them. And you get to pick card A or card B. So without further ado, here is the one for card A, the message the protection message for card 16, all that glitters. And I'm going to read from the book and give any intuitive hits that I receive as I read. This is a signal to walk away from what you're contemplating. There is a thin veneer of glitter and sparkle that masks something rotten underneath. Pursuing it will only bring about a difficult situation you will be sorry you got yourself into. Stay away. Isn't it wonderful how spirit protects you? Better things await. So what I'm getting with this card is, this isn't to tell somebody that their choice that they're making that they feel really good about and aren't feeling like it's a bad choice, that it's a bad choice. This is for those who already kind of have that gut feeling. They already suspect. They already think. They already, something in their gut, something in their mind, something in their spirit is just not sitting right. And you're not sure if pursuing it or making the choice to choose it is the best one for you. And you're really having a hard time choosing it. Or maybe it's something that you think you really want, but really need to look at what you need. Is it something that you need? Is it something that will positively impact you? So that is, yeah, this is for those who already have that feeling. This isn't to tell you out of the blue, don't do it. This is for those who already have that feeling. Okay, so for card B, number 36. Protection message. Number 36, come to the edge. Fear is leading the way into places you don't need to go. Most of what you fear at the moment is an illusion stemming from an old belief that isn't even true. Now is a time for courage. You will not be lost at sea. You will not watch everyone else get what they want while you are left alone and unloved. Oh, the drama of it all. False evidence appearing real is hovering over you. The more you dwell on fear, the more real it will become. Ask yourself, who is in it? Well, ask yourself, who in me is afraid? Love that part of you. Ask, is this true and real right now? The answer most likely is no. Give yourself a hug. It's okay to be scared. Courage must be summoned. In spite of your fear, even when you're not feeling confident, spirit will always catch you. So with this one, I'm feeling somebody who limits himself to this box. Inside this box, they're safe. And anything outside of it, it's the false evidence appearing real, the fear. But it feels like somebody, I get the feeling of like anxiety and like, oh, I can't do that. that if I do that and it doesn't work out, like it'll be even worse than what it is right now, or I'm not smart enough, I'm not capable enough, I don't have XYZ in order to be able to do this. I'm not strong enough. I'm not, fill in the blank. And it feels like the need to look at that to see how it's hindering you from something, because I could feel with this, it's like somebody, it's right in your mind. It's always kind of there. And it might not just be one thing. It might be several things that you keep shutting down. Shutting down, shutting down, shutting down, shutting down, shutting down. And it's in order to stay in like a comfort zone. And I do feel anxiety with that one. So the protection message is saying, face your fear and step outside of the box. Try it, see what happens. You never know until you try. I'm just seeing if I'm getting any channelings, and all I could grasp was capable of. And what that feels like is you are so much more capable than you know you are. So this is for the number 1. And so much love to you. So let's do number 2. Okay, so for number 2, we have number 38, to be fair. Right. Injustice and inequity are part of life, but they do not have to define your experience. This is a time when you may observe an injustice righted and fairly redressed. Perhaps you come to the rescue of someone else, or are called to answer for a personal sight. You will be amazed by the sense of power that surges through you when you stand up for yourself and others. This card also indicates a good time to advocate for others who are less fortunate. Choose your cause and commit to it, because you can make a difference. One thing is for certain. If fairness is your intention, the situation will be resolved for the highest good of all concerned through acts of kindness, empathy, and courage. So what I'm getting with this one, it's almost like a twofold message. It's like one message is sometimes we put the choices, behaviors, decisions, experiences of others on our shoulders, and it could cause a lot of shame, a lot of guilt, and like shrinkage. And it feels like it almost feels like in order to make things comfortable for others, you're making yourself uncomfortable. And thinking of it as a sacrifice. But it feels like there needs to be a little bit of a switch in that. And this habit is a difficult one to break. But learning to be comfortable with other people being uncomfortable with you when you implement boundaries, it's got that vibe. Maybe not even boundaries. When you, what is that, spirit? to be fair to self. Be fair to yourself. You don't always need to put the experiences of others on your shoulders. You can just allow them to experience what they experience and move through what they need to move through and be supportive. But at the same time, not putting that on your shoulders. And it feels like learning that that isn't of service, that it is of disservice to yourself, but it's not of service to others, it's a disservice to self. That feels like that one. And then the other part to this card that I'm getting is, and I just heard mistreat. Sometimes when our ego comes in and likes to, make a little mess, it's trying to protect us. And we could project some stuff outwardly that hurts other people. And when that's the case, taking accountability and apologizing and righting any wrongs, as much as, because now I'm like, as I'm saying that, I'm getting somebody who's like clenching right up and like, oh, no, I can't. They'll hate me forever, or I don't deserve to be forgiven, or like it's this, wow, that like, it was like a clam, just like, nope. You would be surprised at how freeing it is to apologize. How freeing it is to take that off of your shoulders and to humble yourself in front of another, to be vulnerable in front of another. You would be surprised. However they receive it is how they receive it. You're not in control of that. You can't predict it. You can hope, but you can't predict it. It's more the focus on, you'd be so surprised at how freeing it is, how it brings down this emotional, energetic chaos that goes on in our mind, and the overthinking and the heavy shoulders and the sore neck and the headaches and the sore stomachs. Sacral crystal, by the way. You'd be surprised. You'd be so surprised. Give it a try. You will find that the more you allow yourself to be vulnerable in front of others, the stronger you feel. Okay, I feel like that is all that needs to be said for that message. So let's go on to card B. Number 33. Chaos and conflict. This is let's try that again. This is an advantageous moment to restore order and recognize the opportunity for the negotiation. Even in the seeming chaos, there is a kind of divine order, a complete resorting of elements. This is powerful. If your intention is to find the best solutions for the highest good of all, there is positive news. The timing is perfect. Things are already stirred up, so don't be afraid to jump into the mix. You'll discover everything you need to know about how this situation, I can't talk today. You'll discover everything you need to know about how this situation affects you long term. Be present in the eye of chaos. This moment is valuable. Don't waste it. Okay, so this feels very much so connected to this one, where allowing yourself to change your colors, change your stripes. I'm just going to bring this up. Allowing yourself to change, doing that apology, being vulnerable, I do feel like it's connected to that, but I'm also feeling another message. It feels like for a lot of you, you've been going through it. You have been going through it. And we always feel the chaos and the conflict when big changes are around the corner. And these big changes, they aren't necessarily on the outer, but they are very much so on the inner. When we change our foundation to make it stronger for ourselves, we have to release and let go of what makes that foundation unsturdy, what pokes holes in it, what makes it not so solid, and to let it go. This feels like a call to feel less of the chaos and conflict and be more into observer, where you can watch and see how those holes in your foundation, or how that weak board or that unsturdiness has impacted your relationships and your outer world. Because it feels like there's a shift on the inner to impact positively the outer. And to be more observant of what it is that you're letting go, and less emotionally reactive on self. And with the 33, like I'm getting like it's mirroring, like whatever is inside is mirroring on the outside. And to be observant. Be observant, especially if you've encountered cycles or situations that keep on repeating. Be observant. Observe how your choices and behaviors are playing a role. And shift. Change. Okay, so that is what I have for 2. And then now with the black tourmaline, make sure I have it kind of even. The camera's on a crooked tilt, so it's weird. Okay, so we have card number 3 with card A or card B. I don't know if I said that with the other piles. I'm just so excited to read it from the book and to feel it out. Okay, so for number 10, protection message, unfinished symphony. When unfinished business casts a shadow over your life, it is a reminder that procrastination is a form of self-sabotage. It is not in your best interest to stall. Even stumbling forward is better than holding back. Don't overthink things or let yourself get distracted. Just tie up any loose ends and deliver the results. Don't quit before the finish line. Spirit wants you to win. So I'm just sitting with it for a second. It's interesting with this one. Like when I looked at the number 10, I definitely felt at the tarot card, the 10 of Swords. And it's like coming out of painful, heavy, difficult cycles, situations, experiences. And with this, it's giving me the vibe of like somebody who's having a difficult time with that cycle ending, And it's like you're so close to brighter. You're so close to brighter, or you already are experiencing brighter. But it's like that heaviness is still, I don't know, it feels like somebody's holding on to it. And when we hold on to, okay, so how can I explain this? We all experience heavy situations. A loved one or a friend passes away. A fight with our most important person in our life at that given point in time. Loss of a job. XYZ, a breakup. Like we all experience those things. But if we hold on to that experience and perpetually drag it forward in the same energy over and over and over and over and over and over and over, it starts to I feel like somebody who's been carrying it for a long, long time and not trusting in the good. Not trusting in the good. Just trying to feel that one out a little bit more. It's almost like, hey, this could be a really good experience for me. I'm so excited about this, but I'm still just feeling so sad about this. Or I don't know, it feels like unprocessed trauma or heavy experiences that's been dragged for a very long time. I am gonna, slip it in there. Counseling helps. Counseling helps. Counseling or therapy, whatever works better for you. But it does help because I am feeling that self-sabotage energy when I read that in the book. And it feels like there's all these great new experiences in front of you or that you have experienced and it's been dulled down or dimmed because of what you are carrying with you. So that's all I'm going to say about that one because it's just one card and this is a general reading. So now I'm going to read card B, number 25, Round and Round. And again, this really works with the Unfinished Symphony. I'm not laughing because the situation is funny. I am laughing at the synchronicity. Number 25, and I send you, if you resonate with this, so much love. So much love. Okay, so for number 25, protection message. Are you refusing to see your own personal responsibility for repeating lessons you don't need to relearn? You have to surrender now to the fact that you are the common denominator in all these repeat performances. Be happy, for this is a wonderful spot to be in. You can now see the cycles that you wish to exit. Once you figure out, I'm kind of stumbling over the words because I'm also like getting information. You can now see the cycles that you wish to exit. Once you figure out that you have the power to stop going round and round, you possess the key to your freedom. Be good to yourself. It's not about blame, but accountability. You can have the abundant life filled with love and prosperity that Spirit so wants for you. Okay, so for this one, the biggest one that I'm getting, because I am also feeling like counseling would be really good for this group if you resonate with any of this. But what I was getting with this one, oh, it left me. It left me. It was important too. I'm just rereading it really quick. Oh, okay. It came back. Thank you. With this card, I'm getting the push to give some advice. And that advice is, the more you look around at your life and see how it supports you, loves you, nourishes you, it could be a friend, it could be family, it could be a job, it could be your kids. But certain things that you might overlook, like your child saying, I love you. How much of a blessing is that your child is able to use their voice and has cognitive comprehension enough and empathetic enough to say, I love you. It's huge. Finding gratitude in the smallest of things, because those smallest of things add up to be the biggest of things. And it feels like a heavy focus on that is going to help with processing through. But I do feel counseling might be a really good starting point, or if you already are in it, a continuation towards freeing yourself from repeating cycles and easing the heaviness that you carry. Easing the heaviness that you carry. It doesn't mean that it didn't happen. It doesn't mean that at all. It just means that you value yourself more than you value that situation. Okay, let's do number 3. Let's make sure they're going into the camera. Okay, so we have To the Sea. Number 7. When external conditions appear to block every attempt to move forward, there is no hidden message for you to decipher. Like the ocean, the tide of experience ebb and flow. You are in a natural cycle, so you know that things will flow again in due course. There is no cause for alarm. Stop resisting and fighting against the situation and learn to flow even when the tide is going out. Relax and trust in the abundance that will soon be within your reach. Again, I'm just getting some information, and I tend to have a hard time reading as I'm getting information. An ancient mariner's saying applies to you now. When fishermen cannot go to sea, they stay home and repair their nets. Not always are people comfortable with rest and restoration and self-care. It is calling for you to slow down and to pause the futuristic thinking brain and to bring it to the present moment and really check in with yourself, really check in with how you're feeling. Because it feels like there's something, new information or new experiences or new something, but it doesn't necessarily feel like it's a whole other path. For some, I'm sure it will be. For most of you, it feels like it's a continuation on the path that you're already on, but doing it even better than it is right now. I don't know how to make that make sense. I hope that makes sense. It feels like the need to pause and just get out of the future brain, get into the present brain, really check in with yourself and see how it is that you're feeling. and be honest with yourself about how you want to feel, and maybe even, strategize and game plan for, what you discover from checking in with yourself, taking that moment to pause and embrace the present moment. Okay, so that's what I have for card A. Card B, number 51, Milk and Honey. A nameless unease compels you to turn to pleasure and comfort as a means to escape what's really going on. Oof. Just reading that, I felt like this wave of grief. It works in the moment, but only fleeting. Before the feelings return and you need to re-up until you're exhausted. I pause when I'm reading, when I'm getting messages as well. So I do apologize for that. I do understand that it's choppy. So I'm just going to reread that so it's nice and smooth. A nameless unease compels you to turn to pleasure and comfort as a means to escape what's really going on. It works in the moment, but only fleetingly. Before the feelings return and you need to re-up until you're exhausted, feeling worse than before, you may continue struggling, or you may see the light and choose to surrender to spirit. Now is a time for practicing extreme self-care. If you can, do so before you engage in behaviors you'll regret later. You are so loved, so cared for. Feel loved and compassion for yourself. Turn your troubles over to the divine for healing. That's all that counts right now. So the milk and honey, what I'm getting with this is really taking time to nourish your soul. It feels like some kind of heaviness or grief or sadness. Like it hit me right in the chest as I was reading that first part of the protection message. And then we have a 51 here. 5 is changes, 1 is new beginnings. If you haven't felt like you've taken care of yourself before, it is a learning to expand that so that you can feel that. Because that self-care is just screaming at me. And every time I look at this card, I'm just getting like nourish your soul, nourish your soul. But it feels like somebody who is learning tools. Wow, I'm struggling with the words with this one. Learning tools and ways to show themselves some love. To show themselves some ease and some grace. To build up their self-esteem, build up their self-worth. And it also feels like somebody, I don't feel like it's all of those who chose this card, but I do feel like a few of you, it's going to be that you haven't really done that before. You haven't really experienced that before. And now is a time, the Spirit is saying, to be able to do this for yourself, what a gift. What a gift. And self-care doesn't always mean like having the bubble baths and painting your toenails and, like it doesn't always mean that. It could mean making yourself a really delicious, healthy meal that you can feel really good about. That's self-care. Or, I don't know, sometimes this is going to be weird, but it's coming to my mind, so I'm just going to share it. Sometimes we just jump in the shower, wash what we need to wash, and then we jump out. And for some reason, I'm getting like the image of somebody going into the shower and taking a cloth and like taking the time to clean. This is so weird. To clean behind their ears, to clean in between their toes, to really give their feet, I forget what it's called, but it's like a skin fluffing thing where you can like fluff off the old dead skin. And like really taking your time, putting the shampoo in your hair and making sure that you get every single strand, and giving yourself a scalp massage at the same time, and afterwards putting a really nice cream on that, you know, really nourishes the skin and makes it feel soft and good. And like, that's coming up after I said it's no bubble baths. But that one, it's like, you know, getting the Q-tips out, cleaning the ears, giving the face a scrub, and putting the cream on, like, just, you know, something like that. A really delicious meal, doing some stretches, doing some light exercises, whatever your body is capable of doing. Reading a book that you really wanted to read, learning something new that isn't going to be for profit, but just for, you know, something new that you're curious about. It feels like that, focusing on yourself and not just the day-to-day rise and grind, you know, what you need to do. It feels heavy. So anyways, I'm gonna stop it at that. I'm sure you get the point, and I feel like I'm gonna start diverting off of the meaning of the card, so I also want that to be a part of it. And that concludes this pick a card with a twist reading. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, if you can give this video a like, I would really appreciate it. I send each of you so much love. Always, thank you so much for being here. Love and light.